St. Petersburg, the impossible city. Peter's most audacious project was St. Petersburg. Founded in 1703 on marshland conquered from Sweden at the mouth of the Neva River. Building a city in swamps near the Arctic Circle was madness. Tens of thousands of serfs and Swedish prisoners of war died in the construction from disease, cold, and exhaustion. Peter ordered nobles to build palaces there and moved the capital from Moscow in 1712. But St. Petersburg was more than a city. It was a statement. Built in European Baroque style by Italian and French architects, with canals modeled on Amsterdam and Venice, it proclaimed that Russia was now European. Peter died in 1725 before completing his vision. But St. Petersburg became one of Europe's great cities. Peter's domestic revolution. Peter's reforms went far beyond military matters. Table of Ranks, 1722. This replaced the old hereditary nobility system with a meritocracy. Anyone, regardless of birth, could rise through civil or military service to achieve noble status. This broke the power of the old boyar families. Church subordination. Peter abolished the Patriarchate in 1721, replacing it with the Holy Synod under state control. The church became essentially a government department. This was modeled on Protestant state churches and horrified traditionalists. Western education. Peter established technical schools, the Academy of Sciences, and sent young nobles abroad to study. He introduced the Julian calendar, replacing the Byzantine calendar. He simplified the Cyrillic alphabet. He even ordered the first Russian newspaper. Modernization of government. Peter created a Senate, colleges, ministries, modeled on Swedish administration, and a more efficient bureaucracy. Provincial administration was reorganized. Tax collection became more systematic. The costs were enormous. Serfdom intensified. Peasants were virtually enslaved to pay for Peter's reforms. Taxation increased dramatically. Traditional Russian culture was violently suppressed. When his own son Alexei opposed his reforms, Peter had him arrested, tortured, and killed, or allowed to die from torture. In 1718, the succession crisis in Anna's reign, 1725 to 1741. Peter died suddenly in 1725 without naming a successor. What followed was chaos. His second wife, Catherine I, ruled briefly, 1725 to 1727. Then came his grandson, Peter II, 1727 to 1730, who died of smallpox at 14 on his wedding day. The Supreme Privy Council, dominated by old noble families, chose Peter's niece Anna. But Anna Ivanovna, 1730 to 1740, surprised them by refusing their conditions and ruling as an autocrat. Her reign was known as the Baronovshchina, ruled by her German lover Ernst Johann von Biron, and featured extreme repression. The secret chancellery, Russia's political police, arrested thousands. Elizabeth's reign, consolidation, 1741 to 1761. Peter's daughter Elizabeth seized power in a coup in 1741. Her 20-year reign consolidated Peter's reforms while adopting a more Russian cultural tone. She founded Moscow University in 1755, supported the arts, and built the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg. Militarily, Russia proved its great power status in the 7 Years' War, 1756 to 1763. Russian armies defeated Frederick the Great of Prussia at Gross-Jägersdorf, 1757, and Kinnersdorf, 1759, briefly occupying Berlin in 1760. Only Elizabeth's death in 1761 and her successor's admiration for Prussia saved Frederick from total defeat. Catherine II. The greatness continues, 1762 to 1796. Catherine II, later called the Great, came to power through a coup that deposed and likely murdered her husband, Peter III. Born Sophie of Anhalt-Zerbst, a minor German princess, she was by blood the least Russian of Russia's rulers. Yet she became more Russian than the Russians, converting to Orthodoxy, learning the language fluently, and presenting herself as Peter the Great's true heir, the enlightened despot. Catherine corresponded with Voltaire, Diderot, and other Enlightenment philosophers. She read voraciously, wrote plays and memoirs, and cultivated a reputation as an enlightened monarch. She convened a legislative commission in 1767 to codify laws, incorporating Enlightenment principles. But Catherine's enlightenment had strict limits. When Pugachev's rebellion, 1773 to 1775, a massive peasant uprising led by the Cossack Emelian Pugachev, claiming to be Peter III, threatened her rule. She crushed it with extreme brutality. Pugachev was captured, brought to Moscow in a cage, and executed by quartering in 1775. After this, any talk of liberalizing serfdom ended. Catherine actually expanded serfdom, binding more peasants to the land. The Partitions of Poland, geopolitical masterwork. Catherine's greatest geopolitical achievement was the destruction of Poland-Lithuania. This wasn't sudden opportunism. It was systematic strategy executed over decades. The first partition, 1772, Catherine placed her former lover, Stanislav August Poniatowski, on the Polish throne in 1764, expecting him to be pliable. When reform-minded Polish nobles tried to strengthen the state, Catherine worked with Frederick the Great of Prussia and Maria Theresa of Austria to partition Poland instead. Russia took Polish Livonia and parts of Belarus, about 92,000 square kilometers, and 1.3 million people. The second partition, 1793. This was triggered by Poland's four-year Sejm, 1788 to 1792, and its Constitution of May 3, 1791, one of the world's first written constitutions, which abolished the liberum veto and strengthened royal power. Catherine viewed this as dangerous reform that might inspire Russian nobles. She invaded and with Prussia took another 307,000 square kilometers. Poland was reduced to a rump state of 217,000 square kilometers. The third partition, 1795. When Tadeusz Kosciuszko led a desperate uprising in 1794, it was crushed. Russian General Alexander Suvorov captured Warsaw, and his troops massacred thousands in the Praga suburb. In October 1795, Russia, Prussia, and Austria completed Poland's erasure. Russia took Lithuania, Courland, and western Ukraine, territory of 120,000 square kilometers, with 1.2 million people. Poland ceased to exist. Catherine's strategy was brilliant and ruthless. She eliminated a buffer state, gained millions of new subjects, many Orthodox Ukrainians and Belarusians, and pushed Russia's border hundreds of miles westward. The partitions showed how European great powers could simply erase a state through coordinated diplomacy backed by military force.